my father, I acquired a sense of inquisitiveness. From my mother, I acquired a passion for life and a sense of responsibility. It is because of my parents and the road that they paved that I have devoted most of my life to community activism. My parents were farm workers, and they were traveling from state to state following the harvest. So it just so happened that in October of 1957, they happened to be located in Burley, Idaho. That's when I was born. I recall being 8, 9 years old and on the news watching the civil rights movement on TV. The marches that Martin Luther King had. I recall watching people being arrested, people in the streets being water hosed. In the mid-60s, I had an opportunity to see on TV a Latino leader by the name of Cesar Chavez and see the work that he was doing, fighting for basic rights of farm workers, leading farm workers on marches, leading the Great Boycott. That also influenced me as a young child growing up. Chavez appeared and he gave his speech, and then he mingled and met a lot of the people. I went up to him and asked him if he would autograph my photo, and he did. And I had an opportunity to shake his hand and talk to him briefly, get to meet this incredible human being who gave his life to make changes for us. I was very active in student organizations like MECHA and Women's Club. When I graduated from Glendale Community College, I transferred to ASU and was active in the MECHA organization, serving as co-chair in my senior year. I was recruited to come and work with Centro Adelante Campesino, which was a farm worker organization that helped farm workers with food and clothing and did some organizing. So that's how I got started and stayed there for 10 years. Women were involved in collecting food, leading meetings, becoming labor organizers that went into fields and talked to workers, led marches, basically did all of the important elements of what it takes to organize farm workers. They recognized the importance of having a voice and acting upon it. I left my work at the City of Phoenix in the Neighborhood Services Department to work at the Stardust House. And in the 5.5 years that I was there, I worked real closely with the 200 families that lived in that neighborhood. I also had the opportunity to attend and participate in the 1985 United Nations Non-Governmental Organization World Women's Conference, where I presented on a panel on the issue of immigration. That was an incredible moment in my life. It was the first time I traveled abroad. It was the first time I participated in a historical conference of that magnitude, and then had the privilege and the honor of working to coordinate a group of 30 women of color travel to Beijing, China, to the World Women Conference in Hairu, and got to meet so many women who were doing such incredible work, trying to bring awareness and create changes that will make women's lives easier across the world. I got recruited to come and work for the Cesar E. Chavez Foundation. It was indeed an honor to have grown up in a family where my parents were farm workers, to work in the fields myself, and to organize farm workers, and then to come years later in my life and direct and run the Cesar Chavez Foundation is like coming full circle. Well, you know, I think I have a bright future. I'm still young. I'd like to continue with my education, travel extensively abroad. Eventually, one day, I'd like to fulfill my dad's dream, and that was to write a book. I believe in that quote, you are the sum total of your life experience. about a young Latina woman who has been able to achieve and accomplish a lot of goals and continues to strive to achieve more. What I have found is that strong women always find ways to forge ahead. Sí se puede.